the word, man? This is Mac from the
Hey,
Mac and Don Show.
hey, how's it going?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So first of all, I just want to say thanks for answering and thanks for taking some time to talk to us.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
All right, man. So kind of the first question I had, well, first of all, could you just kind of introduce yourself to the people, tell them a little bit about yourself and what you do, things like that?
Yeah, yeah. My name is Jacob Rupp. I'm a comedian, stand-up. I've been doing stand-up for, I guess, 8 years, including a pandemic year. And then I have a podcast where we talk about chicken and the Denver Nuggets called Chicken and the Nuggets, uh, which is sponsored by DraftKings, which is hilarious. So, uh, yeah, I think that's pretty much it right now.
Okay, nice, nice. So kind of the first question I had is, what was the first thing that made you want to get on stage and made you want to try comedy in the first place?
Yeah, so in high school I got in trouble. I had some weed in my Jeep Wrangler, and I got expelled from my senior year, which I was a 4.2 honor student, which is pretty fun. And I was already going to CU Boulder, so I changed from going into business school to more of a film school in Boulder, just so I can get in. And then yeah, from Boulder I started doing comedy, and always thought I'd be more of a writer, but then I ended up being more of a performer on stage than a writer, which is pretty funny from when I started. So yeah, that's kind of how I got thrown into it a little bit.
Okay, okay, super dope, super dope. So, what would you say is the first thing that made you want to go on stage? Like, what made you make that transition? Because, like you said, you were just a writer. What's the first thing that made you want to go on stage and be like, okay, I think I could actually do this?
Yeah, so I went to a couple of improv shows up in Boulder, which is not what I do at all. But at the time, it seemed so kind of electric, and I really wanted to get on stage, but I didn't want to like rely on anybody else to be funny. So yeah, so then I decided that it'd just be me. So yeah, and then I used to watch stand up all the time in high school and stuff like that, and I used to even watch the roast shows, in like middle school and not even get all the jokes, but I just enjoyed the performing aspect of the Comedy Central roast and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what got me going.
Okay, nice, nice. Um, so what? So you're. I was kind of looking at some of your jokes. So you're initially from the Springs, and you went to college in Boulder.
Yeah. So I grew up in Colorado Springs, and then I finished college in Boulder. So I went there for 4 years, and then yeah, now I live in Denver. So pretty much only Colorado, but kind of all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So what would you say some of your favorite like venues are or rooms to perform at are here in the state?
Yeah, so there's actually a really great scene happening right now, and a lot of good indie venues too as well. So Denver Comedy Underground, which is a place on Colfax. It's underneath it's in a church basement, but it's run by my friend Ben Bryant, and it's just like a stripped down comedy club, all independently run, but the crowds are great. And used to be at the Irish Snug, but then the Irish Snug closed down, so it's in a weird Athena church basement, which is pretty awesome. And then also the Comedy Fort up in Fort Collins is probably one of the best clubs, not only
Nice.
in Colorado, probably in the country. And they used to be Hodie's Half Note, which is like a music venue. But now it's a full-on comedy club, and yeah, the Ford's is incredible.
Okay, nice, nice. Yeah, I think I initially saw you live at Comedy Works maybe about a year ago, like last September, something around there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Comedy Works is great too. It's classic one, especially the downtown location is
Right.
yeah widely considered probably the best location in the country too. And yeah, that'd be a place where yeah Dave Chappelle randomly shows up for like a week and kicks everybody off their shows. So that's pretty cool.
Right, for sure. Definitely hard to get tickets to those though.
Yeah.
So just speaking of comedians, what would you say some of the comedians that have maybe influenced you or you know, influenced your style or that you enjoy in general?
Yeah. So, yeah, growing up, I really loved Daniel Tosh's specials, comedy specials. And what stuck out to me originally was just kind of a more set up punch. I'm all about like not using extra words, and Daniel Tosh is kind of all about that. Yeah, his shows hit or miss or whatever, but his comedy specials are pretty amazing. And then, yeah, right now I'm really, really love Nathan Fielder, even though it's like kind of the opposite comedy that I do. Like I can't prank call anybody really. I get too nervous about it. But so yeah, like Nathan Fielder is like just kind of on a different, uh, totally different comedy than I do. So that's more inspiring in that way. And I also love Bo Burnham's Inside too, and that's kind of a similar thing too. I can't make music or anything, so so it's just kind of inspiring of like stuff that I can't even touch.
For sure, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, Daniel Tosh has probably one of my favorite bits when he talks about how easy it was to go to the airport before 9/11.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. His bits are just so tight and so clean that you could just like write it out and you can see like every word. I had a teacher in college. I think it was a screenplay class where he's like, "Yeah, act like each word costs like $5 on a screenplay," and that's what I think about a lot with jokes too. Just trying to cut things down.
Nice, nice. So not to give too much of the sausage recipe, but how would you say your creative process is just when you're writing jokes? Like, kind of, do you like write them down specifically? Do you just like go on stage and kind of work things out? Do you just start with the premise? Like, kind of speak to that, if you would.
Yeah. So yeah, it's honestly been pretty rough with the pandemic and stuff because I do like still trying them out at open mics with no pressure or anything like that. So without those, it was kind of hard. But yeah, I would kind of just naturally think of maybe even the punchline first, and I'd write that down, and then I would go and figure out how to get there that I want, which is probably not a very common practice. But I think that's just kind of how my mind thinks. It's like I need an end point first, and then I could figure out how to make it like presentable. But yeah, and then I'm mostly so I'll go try to work out the beginning of it and see if I even like saying or talking about it. And then I'll have like a punchline in mind though already. So I'm not writing too much on stage, but yeah, just kind of working it out. But I'll usually have at least an endpoint ready.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, nice. Um, so not to like give away your set or anything, but what would you say one of the first jokes was that really like started to kill that you were like, okay, like the people love this joke?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have a joke that I still pull out every now and then about two chains. And it is not like a groundbreaking thing, but just bringing up like a two chains lyric uh, about like left hand on the steering wheel, right hand on that pussy. Can I cuss? I don't know.
For
But
sure.
so yeah, yeah. So that was the first joke where I felt like I had like at least like a formula and then like a punchline that would always work. So that was the point where I was like, all right, now I can kind of go from here and it's like one of those things where you figure out that like yeah, I wanted to talk about it, so it was like easier to talk about on stage too. Because I started when I was 20 too, so I didn't have too much like life experience, honestly. So it was just like, well, I'm not going to talk about like kids I don't have or anything. So mostly talk about like rap music and movies and stuff.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Nice. So talk about chicken and the nugget. Like, what made you want to first start that, and what can people expect when they listen to it?
Yeah, so me and my comedic friend Noah Reynolds, who's actually in the regular Comedy Works, which is very exciting. We started this podcast. It was towards the end of the pandemic, I think. But yeah, basically, we were just watching the Nuggets in the bubble and talking about it. And we were trying hard to do something creative. So it was kind of a pandemic project that we're still got going. And then, yeah, I don't know how or why, but we got found out by the basketball podcast network, which was uh, I think just get a podcast for like every team. So through them, we have a sponsorship through DraftKings, which I think is pretty funny because we honestly don't have that much listeners or anything. But so yeah, if you want to listen, we talked the first 30 minutes about a chicken restaurant in Denver, or we do fast food places too and try to keep up with chicken stuff. Popeyes is our favorite, probably still after trying so many places. But yeah, we eat chicken for 30 minutes and talk about it, and then we'll talk about Denver Nuggets or just basketball stuff in the last 30 minutes. So we have a guest like once a month, and yeah, it's mostly just us two talking about stuff. And yeah, right now it's kind of rough with the off season, so the
Right.
basketball talks have been kind of shorter, honestly. So
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Nice. Nice. Well, that's basically all the questions I got. I appreciate your time and you calling in. Is there anything else you specifically want to speak on or anything like that?
nah, just check out Chicken and Nuggets. People can follow me at Rupp Jacob on Instagram. I'm trying to post more clips and stuff and try and get that going. So and also at Sweet Nothings, me and my wife, she's also a comedian. We're trying to do more sketch stuff and video content for that too. So yeah, I'm trying to get online going a little bit more. So,
Love it. Love it. Well, nice, man. I appreciate your time and keep doing your thing. I definitely think you're very funny.
awesome, man. Yeah, thank you for the kind words, and yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. You have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, take it easy.